Oh God. Thank you, Kim. Okay. All right. So guys, again, I said thank you for joining me on this Tuesday. Hey, Helen, Keisha, Kim. My mic was still muted. But yeah, thank you guys. As you know, I wanted to start this year off going on my Tuesday talks and just really talking to you guys about like my very beginning phases of entrepreneurship, right? And the reason why I decided to talk about that is because a lot of my new people, a lot of new people that's coming to my platforms, they are like in the beginning phases. A lot of those guys are wanting to launch a business, thinking about launching a business. And it's the beginning of the year. So I said, let's talk about all the beginning stuff about business, right? And so tonight, guys, I really want to just talk to you guys about 5 things that I wish I knew. I wish I knew before I got into entrepreneurship. And honestly, I'm gonna be honest, there's a lot more than 5, but we ain't got that kind of time. So I kind of narrowed it down to just 5. Hey, Munch, I haven't seen this name in quite some time. So definitely thank you guys for coming on. Hey, Kim, again, Keisha, because y'all couldn't hear me. Keisha, Helen, Joyce, Facebook user, not too sure. You gotta tell me who that is. Hey, Bianca. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna be asking you some questions because I know I'm quite sure everybody that's on this thread is either an entrepreneur, wanting to be an entrepreneur, break out into full-time entrepreneurship. So I can't be the only one that kind of jumped in head first, right? With no plan. Maybe I am. I doubt it though. I really doubt it. So if you guys hear something that is relatable to you guys, y'all know how it is. Y'all know how I like it. Throw it up in the chat. Drop me an emoji. Tell me something that relates. Tell me if that was something you wish you knew. And these are like just my top 5, and they really would have saved me a lot of heartache, right? So guys, I am over here on IG. I am over here on TikTok. Guys, I normally go live over here on YouTube, but I'm going to be going live over here on this platform, trying to funnel you guys over there so you can kind of get in the conversation, right? Over here on these, the units, I really can't see that good because for one, I got my glasses on. But yeah, so I can actually see your comment and really engage with you guys. I want you to kind of start coming over here. All right. So I should say you was probably under another name. Okay, so guys, if you are new to the platform, right? If you're new, you just found, come on almost all the platforms tonight. If you're new, you probably like, who is this girl? I just got on this live because she's real animated. I want you to tell me who you are, where you're from, what made you join this live. And if you're a part of the tribe, I just want y'all to drop tribe in the chat, meaning y'all been there, y'all know how we get down, you know where to find me when I go live, you engage on the post, when I ask the questions, you drop your comments, y'all know how it is in the tribe, y'all know how it is. All right, guys, so for those of you that don't know, I am Precious Stevens, and they call me the Draping Queen. Reason being is because I believe designers deserve more money, and I just simply help them get it, right? I help them get more money by attracting higher paying clients through premium draping. And this year, one of my biggest, not even my biggest, my only focus in the world of coaching is helping those guys that's looking to develop passive income through digital products. That means an ebook, a course, a massive, whatever it is, right? Some kind of class, some kind of course. So you guys could get to these income goals, get further faster without having to really do all of without you being attached to it, right? That sleep money, if y'all know about sleep money, can y'all just throw sleep money? Hey, caller, throw sleep money in the chat. I don't know where that came from, but I just kind of had this epiphany that I want to help more people do that, because that is really where I achieved the most success since I've launched my business and since I've been doing digital products since 2018 or maybe 2019. That is really where I found the most success, because I didn't have to do a lot other than doing it on the front end and being able to make money in your sleep, right? So I'm like, I got so many talented friends. I got so many talented people in the tribe. Like, I want them to get some of this too. I want y'all to get some of this too. So that is pretty much who I am, who I help, and exactly how I help them. If you're interested in any of those things, you can always find me. Send me a DM, send me a something. I'm like on all of the platforms, right? Say it again, Trina. Trina say, sleep mailbox. That's right. I remember you saying that's the mailbox money. You make it in your sleep. That is like the stuff that's exciting. I mean, I get super excited about the classes and things that requires me to physically do it as well. Like I get super excited about master classes because I get excited about the transformation. I get excited about the students, their energy when they're in the space. They come with like, I know nothing, and they leave with like, I know everything. So that part is exciting too. But it's really exciting when you wake up and you like your bank account is not how you left it, right? So if any of you guys again is looking to turn your knowledge into passive income, if you're looking to turn your passion into profit, I just want you to drop me a 1 in the chat because I kind of just want to get a feel of who I'm talking to. I know the tribe here. I see y'all lit it up, tribe. I know the tribe is going to show up and show out. Oh, okay. And again, if you're new, just put new in the chat. I want to know how many new people are going to be on this broadcast tonight. And I'm not going to hold you guys long because again, these Tuesday chats is just, that's all it is. It's just a chat, right? And my only goal is to really help whoever this relates to. It could relate to someone that's been in business for a long time, right? And they haven't come to the realization of the little tips I'm about to share tonight. Whoever it is, if it's something that you can pick up from what I'm putting down, please pick it up. But when you pick it up and put it in your toolbox, please utilize it, right? Don't just have it sitting there and do nothing with it and it's not benefiting you and helping you grow in any kind of way, right? The whole goal is to help people move, help people shift, help people get out of that stagnant place because it's no fun being it, right? You got to get into an uncomfortable position in an uncomfortable space and really be pushed out of your element and really ultimately achieve what it is that you're trying to achieve, right? We're not doing comfortable and broke or stagnant and complacent and you turn around December and you look back and you're in the same position that you came into 2023 with. No, we're not doing that. A lot of people at the end of the year get real fired up about, I was talking about this earlier, get really fired up about the finish strong. And then they lose momentum somewhere along January, February, right? January, they still kind of a little fired up because y'all go to all these vision board parties. I get it. But I don't get it if it's just going to stay on the board. And if you're not implementing and doing the manifestation piece of really bringing those things to life, right? So I'm going into this with you guys of not that finish strong, start strong, right? So then when you hit the quarter four or the December or whatever it is, it ain't no finish strong. Like you can really just relax and you can kind of just chill out and just hopefully you have holiday sale campaigns or whatever it is that you do, where it's running automation and you just relaxing. You in Fiji, you on vacation, you dabbing it up with the kids and you just living life however it is you want to live, right? That's my whole thing. Bianca says, is this my Bianca that's in class? I know I just printed some stuff for Bianca. I've been following you for a while and watching IG videos, but recently started watching your live. Thank you, Bianca. While you're here, like the video, guys. Y'all know I need some likes. Put some likes and some love up on this video if you guys want me to continuously come spend my, come and do the live thing. I like live because it's interactive and we get to cut up, kiki, and you guys can ask questions. And you move to the partial. That's where it's going to be, Trina. So I got a couple of messages last week because last week when I went, I was on my new channel, and I got a couple. Where you at? I don't see you. I say, oh Lord, the people. Let me just go here. Right on all the channels and try and tell them to come over onto the new channel. So guys, you guys that's familiar with Posh Late Night Biz over on my primary channel, which is the Draping channel, I will not be doing these talks on that channel because I really want that channel to only be about draping. I don't want somebody to get over there and see me cutting up and they like, what do we have here? So you definitely going to want to follow the new channel. And tonight, I just happen to be on both. Miss Caroline, I've been watching you on YouTube, but new to the live chat. Come on with it, Miss Caroline. So that's why I like going live, because you guys do watch the videos often. Like a lot of people watch the videos, but I like the lives because it's like an unfiltered thing, right? You get to ask. The main thing I love about it is you get to ask questions, and it's not a script. It's not like some of my videos, especially on the draping side, they're scripted. Like I've written out the script because I'm teaching, I'm instructing. Now this is entertainment, right? But I'm also dropping nuggets in hopes to help somebody get further faster by eliminating the mistakes that I made. And I'm just doing it in a more casual way, right? This is like us. We date. We date. It was Tuesday night. We on Taco Tuesday, y'all. So don't be all over here like thinking it's about to be a full-on instruction, because it's not. Because we having a conversation. We date. I'm getting to know y'all, the new guys. Y'all getting to know me, and I'm getting to spend time with my tribe. So. Oh, you say, how do you find a new channel? So I'm gonna put it here in the chat. So the new channel, guys, is really all about business, lifestyle, building wealth. Wait a minute, let me put it in here. Bit.ly / that's just YouTube. It's more lifestyle related. It's outside of the draping, right? If you're strictly want draping, then that would be the Posh Academy's channel, because that's all that's going to be. And we're building out new content for that channel. But the Precious Stevens channel, baby, that's what you get right now. All right, guys. So again, I'm going to be sharing with you guys 5 things that I wish I knew before I became a business owner. I didn't know any business owners, so it's not like I got any kind of advice. I got a lot of support. Yeah, go do it, because some, for the most part, some people, one, they believe in you, and then 2, they just want to see if you can do it, right? It gives them hope that they can do it too, whether they choose to do it or not. But just seeing it go from idea to actually implementation is like exciting for a lot of other people. Because I don't know about y'all, but even I used to live vicariously through other people's lives. I'm like, oh yeah, go ahead, do it, girl. Yeah, you go ahead, do it. No, I want to do it, but I didn't have the kahunas to do it. So it's like I would live through other people's experiences, right? And that is like some of the stuff that kind of got me egged on to like, oh yeah, this is a real thing. I could do it too. So this being able to have the sound advice when I first started out would have been really beneficial to me, like how I have now. Like I have mentors in place now. I have coaches in place now. Totally didn't have that then. And then I also got to be truthful though, right? I got to be truthful with myself, because I'm such a rebel. I really am. Because I'm just I got to see it for myself. I just got to see it. So even if, just being honest, even if I did listen or had someone that could tell me something, I probably would not have listened, just being super honest. I still would have went and touched the daggone pot just to see if it was hot, right? Because that's just me. I have to live. I have to experience the thing. I don't want to have things and have a story that I'm telling, and I only know this information because somebody told it to me, right? I'm not one of them people. Oh, she said, he said. No, I'm telling you this because I've done it. And these are my results, right? Now, you can take it for whatever you want, but these are my results. So anytime you guys hear me talking, it ain't going to be no, oh, Billy told me this. No, it's like, girl, I did that. Hold on. Don't do that. Or this is how it worked out for me. So honestly, God knew what he was doing by not putting nobody really and my, around me at that time, because I probably wouldn't have listened. I was too excited, for one. I was so excited at this new thing I wanted to do, which was start a business. I had no idea what the heck I was doing, and I had no idea what it was going to take from me. I had no idea how it was going to break me. I had no idea how it was going to mold me. I had no idea how it was going to take me to another level that I wasn't ready for. But the journey, guys, that's all y'all hear me talk about, is the journey, right? So for me, when I first started my business, it was, like I said, I didn't know what I was doing. I made a lot of mistakes then, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I still make mistakes. I do. I still make mistakes, right? But how I learned through my mistakes today is totally different in how I handled mistakes then. Back then, I was broke. So me handling the mistakes back then, it was like, oh man, let me go in here. I gotta figure this out. I'm gonna learn it, right? I'm gonna learn this software. I'm gonna figure it out. Now, I make a mistake. I'm like, you wanna know what? I can't, Precious, you can't do it. You gotta go find somebody. Go find somebody, go find somebody, go find somebody. Because I know what areas of my business lights me up. I know the parts that I enjoy, and I know the parts that I don't like. And anytime I am doing anything in an area that I don't like, or even if I'm good at it, but if I don't like it, it don't come out that great, right? So being totally honest, like with this year, one of my primary things is rebuilding a team, right? But a team in a different infrastructure way, right? Not a team like, oh, an assistant, oh, someone that could take photos, oh, someone that can edit. It's really building the team from the ground up to where this thing can operate when pressure's not even attached to it, right? That takes a different mindset for me, because this was my baby. It was like, no, hold on, you can't handle the Porsche Academy. You don't know what we do over here. Like, no, I got it. I don't need you to do that. I got it. Let me handle it. I got it. And I was that way for a very long time because this was my baby. I built it from zero, from idea, right? And I was so married to it. I was like, no, you're gonna mess it up. And it was my people, right? I'm like, no, you can't talk to them like that. Like, And so I was so protective over my tribe. And it's like, no, I don't want nobody talking to them because they're not going to know. They don't understand our relationship, right? But in a retrospect, it's really about fully being able to train someone to operate as you. They can't replace you, right? But operate as you, talk like you. Understand the culture around your business, right? Your business should have a culture to it. And it took me a long time to learn that, y'all. It really did. I ain't gonna lie. It did. But once I started getting these burning desires to do other things, because the Porsche Academy has really allowed me to have other streams of income, really be able to expound on other things I wanted to do. It's like, all right, I've been trying to break away from this thing for a long time, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. But like, for one, my people won't let me. But tribe, they won't let me. Some kind of way they sucker me in back into doing something. So I'm like, okay, we in it to win it, right? But it's just about positioning it better. And I'm glad that now being able to pair and have that support system and having having mentors that really is vested in you and see your potential and want you to grow, right? It's a totally difference when someone's like, these kind of mentors drive me nuts. Everything that you need, you got to come through them to get it. It's like they try to keep their foot on your neck, right? It's like they won't give you all the information, they'll just give you a little bit, right? So every time you need something, or every time you feel as if you can't get over this threshold, you got to go to them. And I was like, that's not, that is not how you do it, right? So it's like, I'm glad I've gone through quite a few people. It just wasn't good match, good mix, good energy. But guys, at the end of the day, you have to have some kind of sounding board when you're in this realm, right? I don't care if you even doing this thing part-time. If you really desire to take this to the next level, right? You're going to have to put parameters in place to support you as the talent. You're not going to be able to do all the things. And I'm going to tell y'all about these 5 that I wish I knew, right? I wish I knew when I first got in. Because the first thing I want to tell you guys is, this is not, and a lot of people, especially now, a lot of people do this now because there's so many opportunities out there, right? All you see, as soon as you go on YouTube, as soon as you go on TikTok, no matter where you go, it's all about monetizing. Like, you can start a business from here. You can start and I'm like, y'all, don't y'all stop. This is not like a get rich quick scheme. It takes a lot of hard work, right? It takes a lot of dedication. A lot of people get into it because they hear these overnight sensations and they're like, oh my goodness, I could do that. Yeah, guys, I ain't gonna lie, I did that before too. It was a couple businesses I launched over the past, I would say, year and a half. And because it was like, oh yeah, I could do that. But then when I got in it and seeing how much work was attached, I'm like, So I never want you guys to go into it thinking it's like a get rich quick scheme, right? It's like you could get in it, flip your money real fast. This is not that kind of operation. It's totally not. Unless the only thing I can think of like that, even if you buying something that's turnkey, it still takes work, right? It still takes dedication. It just still want to take something out of you. It's not like, even when I first got in, and even I didn't understand the finance part, because even when I was seeing money, or at least I thought I was, because I wasn't really doing the calculations like I didn't have a CPA then. I was just, I don't know, going, what they call it, people, TurboTax or something. and then just putting this thing. I don't even think I did a QuickBooks in the beginning. I don't think I did, y'all. I just did my old little way of spreadsheet stuff, right? So you see these things come in, and it look like you're making money, but I didn't know nothing about accounting, so I wasn't subtracting my expenses, right? I'm just like, oh, I left with this event and I got this, but then I go home and it's like the math ain't mathing, because I'm like, I know this is what I got paid, but where's the money, honey? And I'm like, I wasn't thinking and taking into consideration everything that I had bought, right? So it was those feelings that was starting to make me feel and realize that I don't know what the heck I'm doing. Like, there's no way I set up here and did all this work and I don't have the money to show for it, right? I wasn't thinking about me going on them weekend shopping sprees every weekend. Like, oh my God, I need these throne chairs. No, I didn't. Oh my God, I need this fabric. It looks so pretty. CD Linden's having a sale. Let me go over here and buy some stuff up, right? That is how it was for me. And I just was in this mind frame of, let me have all this stuff. Let me get all this stuff. So when it comes, I'm prepared. Baby, that was wrong. I just knew I was going to get in this thing. And my desire was, if I could just make more than what I make at work, I'll be good. I was thinking small. And I wasn't even thinking about projection. I wasn't thinking about me being broke my first 2 years in business. I wasn't thinking about that. You just would see this money come in and it was bigger than my regular paycheck. And I'm like, oh man, this is lovely. But then by the time you do all the calculations, you're like, what happened? So at the end of the day, guys, this is not a get rich quick scheme. It takes hard work. It takes dedication. Can you make money and can you profit out in your first year? Yeah, you can. You actually can. It just really depends on your business model. It really depends on what your expenses are. Like some people now, I think what COVID was able to do, not even for people, but even for corporations, right? COVID was able to allow people to cut back tremendously on expenses, right? It cut out a lot of overhead when everything was shut down. And so many people got accustomed to that. They was like, oh, you mean to tell me I can still run my business and I don't need a brick and mortar? Or you trying to tell me I can still run my business, I can run it right here, the comfort of my own home. So it really was just being able to understand that, be mindful, going in, be expecting to take a loss, right? Even breaking even, be expecting that, and just really position your financials to where you can sustain. Know what you need to survive per month, right? Know that, definitely set aside for that. I know a lot of people, when I first started, me not having a plan and me just jumping, because I did. I also had I'm like, I'm gonna take this little $5,000 and I'm just gonna see what it do. Baby, I just spent that time over time. But one thing that made me comfortable, like if you read my book, I never want to leave this part out because I don't want to give the story that just jump, don't have no financial cushion, don't have no plan. I don't want to say that. I didn't have anything other than I did have financial cushion. I did have money, like actual dollar bills saved up in my wall, right? So that was my comfort. It was like, all right, well, if something go wrong, I'm good I'm good for the next 6 to 8 months. So that was my comfort of being able to finally jump. So when I say jump, definitely have some kind of safety parameters in place. Even if you guys that are working, when I was working, I still was working on my business, right? I still was working on my business. Some of you guys remember the lives. I be in there in my office, act like I'm doing work, and I'm talking to y'all. I'm talking to y'all. So it's definitely like a lot of people last week, I forgot what live it was, but they was like, how do you find time when you have all this stuff going on? Baby, you have to make a decision, and it got to be a sound decision at this given moment. What are you willing to sacrifice? Me, I sacrifice my game time with my children. I sacrifice dinner time with my children because that was what we did. Like we would sit at the table every day and eat dinner. That turned into something totally different, right? Once I started launching this business, I was at the games with my children, at practice with my children, sitting there rooting them on. Hey, yes, catch the ball. Oh my God, yes, get it. That was me. But then when I launched this business, it was, oh man, I missed it. Was that my son? Was that him? Oh, it was totally different. So it's like, you're going to have to realize, where is the sacrifice? Get your butt up early. Get up an hour earlier, right? You got to go to work. You got to get the kids up. Okay, I get it. But if you really want this thing right here, you're going to have to sacrifice. And it's going to beat you up in the beginning. It is. Just go into it, just knowing it, right? Just go in. It'll make the beat up feel a lot better, right? But just being aware, and which is why I love when people come onto these lives, because I don't want people to paint this picture that is all roses, and it's not. It's not. I know a lot of people see that people that had success in their business, they'll look at it like, oh my gosh, she's doing it. Baby, you don't know the road that I took to get here. You don't know how many doors were shut in my face. You don't know how many no's I heard. You don't know how many late nights I laid there just bawling my eyes out. You don't know how many times I just knocked everything off this daggone this table, only to pick it back up in a couple hours. So I was like, no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got carried away a little bit. I'm trying to tell you, it's like, stop judging people's journey and thinking it was so easy, because it's really not. Everybody on their journey to success, or on their journey to whatever you think success is, have a story to tell. Not all of them are telling it, but they have a story to tell, and they have the battle scars to prove whatever it is they went through. I show mine. I'm trying to tell you. Trina, don't laugh. I love it. Come on, Kim, not the elevator. Trina, what you say? Walk up the stairs. It's a process. Absolutely. It's a process. Oh my God, that was me buying. I had to stop. Helen, I'm trying to tell you, everything I bought bag on there, I had to sell, because it was like I had the shiny object syndrome. I really did have that. And when I kept hearing about that, I'm like, that's so cliche. I'm so tired of hearing that. But it's real, because I had it. Everything I saw, like, ooh, I need that. Ooh, and why I need it? I never used it. I remember when I first moved here to Atlanta, I would have a garage sale, like, I don't know. And so many people would come and but I had so much stuff, like the cake stands. I had them in all colors. I just had so much stuff, guys. It was ridiculous. I'm like, Precious, what were you doing? But that was also a habit I had. And it wasn't just I just was a shopper, right? But I was so frugal. Some of y'all know this story. I was so frugal when I got a little wiser with finances. I had this thing where I just would have to go shop. I would go shop till all the money I had access to that day was gone. And then when I go home, I would just sit and look at all these daggone bags. I was like, baby, they called me to take back queen, because all of that was going back the next day. I had something that I just had to get out, and I just would go shopping. I just would have this, like, a rush. I would get this rush, and then I go home, and then I get remorse, and I'm like, what was I doing? And I go and I take it all back. And I've gotten so much better with that, guys, because y'all know I'm frugal. So we went shopping. I can't remember. What's today? It must be Sunday after church, I think. Maybe. Let's just say it was Sunday. So we went shopping. I'm like, yeah, because now I'm going back to church, right? So I'm like, okay, let me go get some church dresses. So we go shopping, and the first store we went shopping Saturday and Sunday. So I went Saturday, and I got all these dresses, and I tried them on right there in the store. And I was like, I looked at the line. The line was like super long. I'm like, I'm not getting this. And I didn't get anything. So we were shopping for hours, y'all. I can see that. And I ended up buying nothing, right? So then I went home, then we went to church next day, and I just had this thing in my head, like, I really should have gotten the dress. I really should have gotten the dress. So we went back out Sunday, and I did end up getting the dresses, right? But it was different. It wasn't like a impulsive buy. It was like, this next shift for me is going to require me to dress this way, right? I can't throw on sweatpants. Y'all know I like throwing on sweatpants. I love throwing on, like, stretchy clothes because it's comfortable. My next level was going to require a different Precious. So I'm like, okay, I got to get these dresses. And I had this, now it's like I see the benefit, right? I see the purpose of it, and it's not an impulsive buy. So I was like, all right, let's go get them. And it's just different. It's totally different. Say it again, Helen. That's exactly what it was. Retail therapy. And that's a real thing. I'm so much better with it now, though. I'm so much better. First, I'll be like, I don't need it. And sometimes I'll talk myself out of stuff I really do need, like I did with those dresses. But then I did go back and get them. So I'm like, this is bigger than just shopping. This is a requirement. That's how I make myself feel better. I'm like, this is a requirement for where you're about to go. So it made me feel better. Right? It made me feel better. So that's number one. It's not a get rich quick scheme. Definitely be realistic and going into this thing. Like if you're going to make money year one, or for me, I didn't really make money to where it was like, wow, until year three. Year one was hell. Year two was, I was on an emotional roller coaster, right? One day I would quit and I go back, and I quit and I go back. I quit, I go back, right? Then year three, it was like, I'm like, wow, I could really do this thing. So that's when I started seeing traction, and not just traction, but actual profit. That's when I started hitting my bigger months, like my maybe year three for me was like my 4K months, right? But for me, for 4K months, it was on a higher 4K, so it was a lot more than I was accustomed to making at work. So it started feeling different for me. At first, it was just super frustrating. Second thing, guys. Donna say, dresses for where you are going. Yeah, absolutely. You guys dress the part, babe. I told y'all think I'm playing. Precious is practicing being who she want to be next year. Precious can't be sitting around in no sweatpants and no slippers at work. I can't do it. I can't. So I got to practice, right? I got to practice. So number two, guys, is you got to get accustomed to, and I know it's going to sound, it's going to sound whatever that word is, but you got to get accustomed to wearing many hats, right? In the beginning, you got one or two things at the end of the day. You got time or you got money, right? If you have money, then quite naturally, yeah, you will delegate because you have the money to do so. But in the beginning, this is how I am with things that I do, right? Even though now I have money to delegate and I can bring people on, I need to know. I don't know what it is about me. I'm just that quirky because I got that fear, right? Because y'all know how it is. Maybe y'all don't. I don't know. But when you from the streets, baby, you can't. A person can't have one up on you, right? I can't feel fearful that I'm not going to be able to do something because I don't know how to do it. I gotta wait for you to do it. I ain't gonna be able to do it. So it's like I don't mind. Not necessarily wearing the hat per se, but I will learn every aspect of my business, unless it's clearly something above my pay grade, like code for websites. I ain't doing that. In the beginning, like I wore every single hat I could in my business, and it was because of two reasons. For one, because of that personality trait I just told you I have. Me being fearful of if I don't want to be in the box and I don't know how to handle something, I gotta wait and depend on somebody else, right? Then the other thing was just being cheap. Just being, I'm like, they say you need automation. I'm like, no, I don't. I got a pen right here. I got a pen. I got a contract right here. I'm good. And they like, you need a calendar. Like, no, I don't. I got a calendar right here in my planner. So it was like not only wearing all the hats as far as replacing all the team members in your business, but I was even replacing the systems, baby. I'm trying to tell you, it was so old school for me. I had paper contracts. I had paper everything. And I would keep everything in like a binder. So each client for me, it was like a welcome packet, like old school welcome packet. One no dubstado, none of that, right? But I got burnt out from wearing all those hats, right? But at the end of the day, it's going to feel like you're a jack of all trades or a Jill of all trades in the beginning, because you're going to be doing your accounting. I told you I was doing my accounting, right? You're going to be doing your product development or your service development. You're going to be doing that, right? Your customer service, you're going to be doing that. You're building out your nurturing process. If you're emailing people, you're going to be doing that. The setup, of course, you may have people to help you with setting up, but the setup breakdown, for the most part, I heard a whole bunch of horror stories where people had to do it by themselves, baby, because they ain't had no team members. The kids would disappear. So at the end of the day, I'm trying to tell you, definitely be comfortable, or when you're going into it, realize that you're going to have to wear many hats. And when you start to delegate and outsource, it's going to be either one, because you can afford it, and you want your time back, right? Which is ultimately, that's the goal. You're supposed to operate in this, out of the quadrant, you're supposed to operate in this one area of your business to make it run fully successful, which is your zone of genius. That's the stuff that lights you up. That's the stuff that you're super good at, and you can do it even if you don't get paid. Like, you love doing it. For me, stuff like this. I love broadcasting. I love nurturing. I love connecting with my audience, right? I love creating content, being in my videos. I love doing that. I don't like editing them. I don't like organizing them. I don't like uploading. I don't like doing none of that. But me as the talent, I like getting on camera. I like doing that, right? So that's all I'm supposed to do. From that moment forward, somebody else or some other people are supposed to handle the rest, right? So in the beginning, you're going to have to wear a lot of hats, because that's for your business to fully operate. All those cylinders have to be hit on. Got to get it for yourself. Come on, Trina. Come on with it. Donnie says, right, don't like to be held hostage. I want to know how to do it, even if I don't have to do it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Am I scrolling? Yes. Don't like to be held hostage. Like, don't put your foot on my neck. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. So that's the number. The number 2 is definitely being comfortable with wearing many hats. Then number 3, guys, number 3 is cash flow is king. I'm trying to tell you. People get these ideas, like I just told y'all. Oh yeah, I got this $5,000. I'm gonna get in this business. And I'm gonna get it started, right? And I don't know what I was thinking about, but having cash flow is so important and critical to your business. Not only having cash flow though, but you have to have a good handle on your finances, right? One thing I can say about me, and I think I've always been this way, just because how life was for me. I've always been good with money, right? Even if I go on my shopping benches or whatever the case may be, I always had a certain my wall money that I would touch for no reason at all. So it's like I always had, and I'm still that way. Like I am the finance guru when it comes to managing finances, because I'm very responsible, right? I'm very disciplined now. I'm very disciplined. But even being able to understand your finances and being able to have a handle on your finances, because you will, I don't care how good it look in February, you will experience a slow month or a low month, right? That's just the nature of business. It goes up and down, up and down. I remember when I first had my first, I think it was like, maybe a $5,000 month, right? $5,000 month. And for me, that was like a breakthrough, because working, I was only getting maybe $2,200 a month at my job. So to get $5,000 in my business, right? Some stuff I like doing. I was like, oh, shame on you, job. I'm about to be out of here. That's like the attitude I was starting to develop, right? But I'm glad I ain't jumped ship just then, because I don't know if it was the next month or whatever it was, but that when that low month hit, I was like, what am I supposed to do with this? What am I supposed to do with this? It's like I just was not prepared at all, right? I had no idea about business projection. I had no idea about sales projection. I had no idea about mapping out your actual financial plan, your profit plan. I didn't know what that was. I just knew I was going to be booked and busy every weekend, but I was going to be underpaid. I ain't going to it thinking I was going to be underpaid, but then I later realized, girl, you underpaid. So cash flow is going to be king, guys. Have some money, stash some money, do something. I don't care if you do old school. It was a video I saw the other day. A young guy did a gumball machine. I didn't even know they still have gumball machines. But he had a gumball machine. He put it in like some little, I don't know, like laundromat or something. I can't remember. But he left it there, and he went back, I think the end of the month, and he had a couple $100, or I can't remember. But the point was, he was setting up like other sources of income, right? Where you just don't touch it. It's like a set it and forget it kind of thing. And the way he broke down his profit plan for the whole year, no, I think it was only maybe $30-something. And then he said it would be maybe about $400 a year. But this is for something that you don't have to touch. And it's no overhead, because the people didn't charge him to put the gumball machine in there. So I was like, okay, I like that, right? But just learning for me, just really understanding, I had to connect with a financial advisor as well as a CPA. Because I was like, I don't understand. Like, break this down. That's one thing I can say I love about my financial advisor. When they talk about some things that I had to do, I was like, where they do that at? I don't know what that is. but really gearing yourself and understanding money. But before I could understand money, I had to understand my relationship with money. And for me, with a poverty-driven mindset, I attached money to, for me, it was like a form of independence, right? And that's still how I am now. I attach money to my freedom. I don't look at money as, oh, I gotta achieve this amount so I could get a boat. That's not how I look at it. I look at it as long as I'm making my money work for me or I'm investing how I'm supposed to, I get to live off investment money, right? I get to have money that works for me so I can go off in la la land and live life. That's all I want to do, y'all. I don't know about y'all, but I just want to live life. I don't want nobody telling me I got to be nowhere at a certain time. I don't want nobody telling me I got to do something at a certain time. I want to get up and do exactly what I want to do, no matter what it is. That for me is wealth. That for me is financial freedom. And that is how I look at the source of money now, as opposed to back then. It was like, well, I got to pay these bills, right? I got to take care of these kids. That's how I saw it. It was like I was a slave to it almost. And it kind of kept me paralyzed. Where so like now, it's totally different. Totally different. So cash flow, guys, is king. Cash flow is going to be the thing. You got to look at it for what it is. It's a tool. It's a tool for you to exchange and for whatever it is that you want. I want my time, right? So in order for me to free up my time, I am going to need the money to pay for the resources or the people that's going to give me my time back. That's just how I look at it, right? Say it again, Donna. Donna want to work smarter, not harder. I'm trying to tell you. That's why y'all think anything that is relatable to labor, I'm trying to get away from it. I'm not trying to do all that anymore. Like I don't know. I feel like I feel battered. Like it's just like I've been doing that for so long. I can't do that in this phase of my life, right? It has to be more enjoyable. It has to be less labor intensive. It has to be more impactful. It has to be more purpose driven, right? It has to also be filled with people that's going to reciprocate the energy that I have or I'm giving off. So it's just different. I'm trying to tell you. Say it again, Helen. Helen say, yes, live life. It's nothing like it, right? It's really nothing like it. Anytime I feel myself getting agitated or feeling irritable, it ain't got nothing to do with no bills. Guess what? It has everything to do with I'm not doing what I want to do. When I'm not doing what I want to do and I feel subject to doing something that I don't enjoy, I'm a little agitated. I'm a little agitated. I really am. I'm just trying to tell you. Keisha say, I just want to watch other people while I get the money. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to tell you though. Guys, the fourth thing, now I put this one in here because, guys, since for the most part, in entrepreneurship, for the most part, I work from home, right? I work from home. And when I did like have to go out and get offices or like warehouse space, things like that, I changed so many times in a short amount of time. I changed like 3 different times in maybe, I don't know, a year and a half, right? Which is a very short amount of time when you're talking about moving a warehouse. So the fourth one for me, guys, is location. Location matters. And a lot of you guys got different business models, right? So if you're somewhere where you're fully operating from home, cool. But even in terms of that, your cyber location matters, right? The platform you're using matters. Foot traffic is a very real thing when you have like a brick and mortar and things like that. But so is cyber traffic, right? If I know that I do very, very well over here on Facebook, why am I going to spend my time on Instagram? I ain't got time to sit up here and try to build this up when I know my people are over here, they engage over here, I'm monetized over here. It's like, I deal with Instagram when I can or when I have time, right? But this works, right? So like this lane works, that's where I need to be. When I say location, when I first moved out of, I'm home now. When I first moved my office out of home, because I was in a space and I lost inspiration. I was looking for something to fill me back up. And I am a person that I like to like stare off. And I needed those. I did. I did. For me, I needed those windows, right? So I went and got the Buckhead office where up on the 18th floor. That was what I felt I needed at that time. And guys, I'm gonna tell you, it worked because I came up with so many ideas in that office. I came up with so many ideas. However, I stopped going after 6 months. I was in a year lease, still paying my lease and everything, but I stopped going. Reason being is because I got what I needed. And once I got what I needed, which was my next move, and which was the plan for my next move, it no longer required that office. So that was like a waste. And why I say that is because I could have did I didn't have to do a lease. I could have did those, like, what they call it, WeWorks, or I could have did something like that, right? So location for me was important with that because I needed the visual aid that was going to allow me to dream big. And that is exactly what I would do. I would go down there, I would go in my office, and I would just look out that massive window, and it was like never ending. My thoughts were never ending. They weren't blocked by trees. They weren't blocked, right? But again, it was a very unnecessary move on my behalf. I still could have got the same office, but didn't go into a lease. Okay, so moving forward, now I came up with my other brainiac idea, and then we go and did a fulfillment center, right? And again, that was because I didn't want to do the labor portion. I knew I still needed to move this thing because we tried to do it in the house, and that clearly wasn't working, baby. That wasn't working. So went and got this really expensive warehouse fulfillment center, and I am in control. I just told y'all that. I don't like to feel like I'm not in control, especially of my product, right? So that ended up not being a good suit. And as far as the location, it was quite a distance from home. So it's like I don't like driving. Those of you that don't know, I am not a driver. So having to go back and forth to that warehouse at almost every other day was very nerve-wracking for me, right? It was really killing my productivity because I still had to run my business, the portions that I run. So it was killing my productivity, right? So then we go independent. And I just go get a smaller little office warehouse space, right? But location, it wasn't big enough. It didn't hold all of my product. So it was like, these are the things you really want to think through if you're going to get like a brick and mortar, or even if you're a cyber home, if you're looking where you're going to land your feet home in the cyber world, because y'all could get hung up in all these platforms, the TikToks, and it's too many. That don't mean that your people is on all of them though, right? It don't mean that. I am on every platform, but I'm always testing to see where I get the most engagement. And then like now, see how now I'm on all of these platforms, but I'm telling you guys where I'm going to be. So if you want to find me, you're going to be on that one YouTube channel, because that's ultimately the only place I'm going to be, because that is the channel, that is the lane that I'm paying attention to next. So it's really about putting things in place to where you can operate fully, right? And it can handle all of your business. You want to think about things like, when you're thinking about your location, you want to definitely consider your foot traffic, right? For those of you that have like these venues, a lot of you now are in these like shopping centers, right? But even when we were looking for space, I was looking for something that is visible to the eye. Like some of the shopping centers is like cool, like the space would be great, but nobody walking around in there. Like how they gonna find me? I'm gonna have my walls, my windows all nice and my treatments looking all cute, but who gonna see it? Why do all that? Nobody gonna see it, right? So you definitely want to consider what your foot traffic look like. That's going to be important. Also, guys, parking. Parking is a biggie. Now, when I was in Buckhead, thankfully, I had my handicap was right in front of the building. But if it wasn't, babe, anytime that spot was going, I deemed that spot mine, right? But anytime that spot was taken, I would have to go in the garage. The parking garage was $35 a day. I didn't consider that until my expenses being in it all. So you want to think about that, but not only just parking for you. If you guys had we were doing a lot of my other office, which was not too far from here, parking as far as what you call the people with the trucks and the roll-off thing, whatever it's called, like the flatbed, it wasn't accessible to that. So for our days when inventory was coming, that was a hell of a day, because we would have to take it off the truck and roll our fabric, like walk our fabric one by one into the office, because it didn't have capabilities of the flatbed rolling right up to the what is that thing called, y'all? It didn't have that, right? So that was really frustrating. Anytime we're making those orders, bringing in the fabric or bringing in inventory day, it was like an all-day process. So again, I didn't think that process through. So clearly, moving now, when I get another space next, it has to have that, right? It definitely has to have that. But also you want to think about parking for your customers, right? For me, so many people that would like make an appointment to come and pick up their fabric or make an appointment for a consultation, they couldn't find my office because you would have to park in the parking lot, but then like walk around the building. And I already knew that they weren't gonna be able to find it, that they were gonna be calling me. Is that like a major thing? No, but when you're looking at it from the customer's perspective, you want to have the minimal amount of touch points as possible. You want to make it super easy for them to get to your office to spend money with you or to talk with you or whatever it is, to check out your venue, right? You want to make it a seamless experience, right? So parking was a big thing, as well as public transportation. Now, I'm not a bus rider. I don't know how long. I don't know how long it's been since I rode a bus. However, the office that I had in Buckhead, let's just say, because sometimes traffic be crazy, but let's just say I did want to do a hop on the train thing. Like the bus I'm not a walker. So the bus for me, it wasn't really like smack leaving me in front of, you had to walk. I didn't like that. So I never caught it, even though I was considering, like I could just jump right on it, park at the train and catch the train. But it wasn't really streamlined like I wanted it to be. Also, my other office, like I had one of my employees didn't drive, and she would have to, and I felt bad, but she would have to walk like blocks. And I guess, I don't know, for the average person, that's normal. I don't know. But for me, I know I ain't trying to walk up a hill and down the road to go to a bus station. I'm not. So I don't know. Just, you want to definitely consider the bus routes if you guys are, having those kind of locations and those kind of facilities, right? And then the competition. Find out who is in the area, right? Who is you competing with that's in the area where y'all doing the same thing. You always want to do your market research for that. That's always going to be a no-brainer, whether you cyber or in person. And then lastly is the zoning regulations. Guys, I'm trying to tell you, when I got my office down in Jonesboro, they was hitting me with all kinds of zoning, like, you need a license for this. I'm like, what? Y'all running a racket. And I had no clue. Again, I had no clue. This must be an Atlanta thing. I don't know. Because it was not like this back home. It's like different counties. You need a license for each county. And I'm like, that's crazy. But all right, if that's what y'all say I got to do. It was like so much. But again, that's because I didn't know that was the requirement, or I didn't know that was the proper way to do things. So going into it, like making sure that you kind of know all these things in the beginning, is going to save you so much heartache. I'm trying to tell you guys, it seemed like every time I turned around, they was coming with something else. And I remember the first time the fire marshal came, I don't know, that's just how I am. I was like, oh Lord, what we do? Even though we didn't do nothing, but it was like an initial reaction, like, oh Lord. So just, you guys want to just definitely be mindful of any kind of zoning regulations when you're making your decision. I know a lot of you guys now are looking for venues. I know a lot of you guys want venues. Like that was like the thing that you guys were talking about a few weeks ago in the group when I asked like, what's your goal for this year? They're like, I want a venue. I'm like, okay, all right, I'm here for it. Y'all go ahead and get it so I can bring my masterclass there, okay? All right. And then lastly, guys, this is my last one. All right, wait a minute. Tandalin, I'm coming right to you. My last one, guys, this is a no-brainer. You need a strong, better yet, you need a strong support system. Baby, these entrepreneurial streets are lonely. They are lonely, right? And they can get right down frustrating sometimes, especially when you're doing all the things by yourself. Sometimes you need that sounding board, like I said earlier, to kind of push you, keep you, tell you keep going. Sometimes people got to believe in you more than you believe in yourself sometimes, right? sometimes you got to be reminded of your why, and having a support system, I think for me, was one of my key things that also helped me grow fast. Because even with me being so hands-on with family life, that was initially how things were. And when it transitioned away from that, I just had the support of, everybody just believed in what I was doing. It was like, okay, all right, this is a change, but okay, all right. And I would have, help, like the kids would be helping at events, or, spouse helping at events, whatever it is. My bestie is handling all my paperwork downtown with the state's office. It was just like all hands on deck. So I can honestly say, I definitely know I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my support system. And I'm grateful for my support system. And you also should know that your support system, it won't always stay the same, right? People won't come in, people won't go out, right? But whoever come in the ship in the beginning don't necessarily stay throughout the whole ride. But when you find your ship getting a little light, like it's just you, oh, you better go connect with somebody. You better go connect with somebody, because you're going to need it, right? I'm trying to tell you now, with the connections I'm making now with other dynamic women, other women that either think like me or don't think like me, whatever it is, I love the mix of people that I'm talking to now, because it gives me a different perspective, and they are a lot knowledgeable in some areas that I am not. So I'm like, I like this. It's like, okay, cool. It's like building a camaraderie of some sort, right? Because you as the entrepreneur or whatever it is, like I said, it is lonely. Everybody looking at you like you just have all the answers, or everybody feel like you can handle everything. And I'm like, no, hold on, pause, Now I no longer give people permission to put everything on my plate. I don't. That was me before, that ain't me today. I'm like, I don't eat peas, take them off. I don't eat peas, take them off. So it's really about, again, having that support system, but also understanding what you need in terms of support. Sometimes we expect people to just know. Like, you see me struggling, you should know I need you to get this bag. How do you know? Stop playing super strong. Say you need help with the daggone bag. I'm trying to tell you, that was me. That was me. I would just be, and that's my love language, right? My love language is whatever that one is, but it's not gifts. It's acts of service. Acts of service. So it's like really understanding you, and also helping, being able to have the conversation with people to help them understand you, right? It makes all the difference in the world. Let's see what Pam's saying. Wait a minute. Let me see. Y'all, this light is hot. You think someone should get a small business loan when starting out? I've been looking for space to host, and the monthly lease is between 12 to $3,000 a month. That's a good question. Honestly, it depends. Like, if you already have traction, I would, if I already have traction. But if my business is not already generating money to cover that and some, like at this rate, depending on what your other expenses is, if your business is generating at least 10K, then yeah, I would go for it. But in the beginning, it just depends. How I am now, I would say get the loan, but it depends on your relationship with money and how disciplined you are, right? Like with me, if I ever do loans now, I get so excited about, I will get a business loan for a different reason, if that makes sense. I wouldn't get a business loan for needing the funds. I would get it to get access to more money. It's like I am creating a financial footprint of I'm trustworthy. So it's like I'll do it just because. And as far as like with the spaces are so tricky. I've never had a space, so I can't properly. As far as like, is this a space for a venue? When you say to host, I've heard so many horror stories with these venues, so it's like I don't know. I don't want to give you the wrong information. I never had a venue. I've had office space where my office space is over $3,000, but then what the amount that we generate every month was like, okay, so yeah, if it's a venue, I don't know. I don't know what those like slow months look like. And if you're good with a profit plan where you can actually, plan your profit and then project and properly plan for your low months, then go for it. Like if you're good with money like that, go for it, because other people's money, and that is like definitely the ticket. But it's just being able to do it with strategy, right? Like just some people get into this stuff and they get lost with it and they don't properly, they mismanage the funds. But if you have like a good financial plan, definitely go for it. Definitely go for it. Wait a minute, where'd my thing go? Oh, here we go. Helen! These nuggets tonight, I gained so much info. What you get, Helen? You gotta tell me one thing. You guys got, all of you guys, tell me one thing that y'all heard tonight. Cause that was just my little stuff. I wish somebody told me when I launched my business. Toya, where you been at? So true. I'll travel 1 to 2 hours for the right amount. I'll be like, come on, team. I'm trying to tell you, we used to do that. We used to travel to Virginia for events. We used to travel to Virginia for events. Oh God, so wait a minute. So who on here is in Atlanta? You guys know I am having my conference in 2 weeks. I think earlier we had like 11 tickets left. Guys, if you are in Atlanta, I'm gonna tell you, I'm ready for people to come to me. I love it. Wait a minute. I'm gonna tell you, if you're in Atlanta, come and grab your bestie and come to this conference, right? If you get your ticket tonight, you will be gifted an extra ticket. Bring your bestie. You guys need to be doing things like this together. You need an accountability partner, right? Because the things that you're going to hear, the whole goal is, I'm trying to tell you, is to shift you to the next level, whether it's health, wealth, or business, and actually doing the things that you're being taught there at the conference. Going home and implementing the things that you're taught. Those are you that's in the VIP. We will be doing a VIP mastermind at the conference, which is a private. It's a private mastermind with a fine dining, right? And that is us on your our eyeballs on your business and giving you direct strategy on your particular business. So whatever those top 3 issues are, you're able to discuss that in a private setting in the VIP. In the VIP session. And there's some other things with VIP, but that's the main thing. That's like the most valuable thing, is getting direct strategy on your business issues, whatever it is that's holding you back from getting to that next level, right? Because we've done it, we've been there, and have the framework to kind of help you guys get past that. So again, that is the link to go to. There's no code. You don't need the code. It's just if you buy, anybody get a ticket tonight will be gifted an extra ticket, so you can bring your bestie. That way y'all can do it together. Any questions? Making a sacrifice. Helen, I'm trying to tell you, I won't say you have to make the sacrifice, but what I will say is when you do make the sacrifice, you're so much closer to your goal, right? And you tend to appreciate it more, right? And you also have a story behind it. Like the things that I'm doing now, the books I've written, speaking on stages, all I'm really sharing is my story, the sacrifices I made, which is a blueprint of some of the sacrifices that you can make and will be able to make, right? And still come out strong on the other side. But at the end of the day, it's going to take sacrifice. It's going to take investing. It's going to take mindset shifts, right? It's going to take a lot of things. However, you got to crawl before you walk. So even taking the baby steps in the right direction definitely is going to contribute to growth. And this is the year, y'all. This is it. Hey, Joyce. Hey, Maisha. Any questions, guys? That's all I have for tonight. Thank you, TikTok, for Motown Mom. Oh, yeah, limo service. Oh, that's Arena. You got oh my, I think she gone, but you got a limo service, Arena. She said she got a binder now. Oh, that is so awesome. All right, guys. Keisha, why y'all playing? Keisha, what did I tell you? I told you, and you and Kim, then come on. Alicia, I see you in the VIP, babe. Support system it is hard to find, Alicia. However, when you are direct and what it looks like, it gets easier. Like, you have to know what it looks like for you, right? Like, you would like it to look like what? Because once you start identifying what it looks like or what you would like it to look like, you'll start attracting it. I used to say, I want to be surrounded by successful women. That's not catty, right? And or not, I didn't say that. That was what I wanted. But I always would say, I want to network with other people. I was not really direct with the kind of people I want to network with, right? I wasn't. It's just like, I want to network with other people. And it was so general, you would just end up in a space where you have the ability to network, but it may not be a good match, right? Then I got super clear, the same way I used to do my Kim, my little avatar be in the corner, right? I was like, that's Kim. Kim trying to leave her job. Kim trying to retire. I got to make this solution for Kim. Everything I did was for Kim, right? Kim was my mannequin that used to sit in the corner, but I made her my avatar. I developed the same thing for the kind of people I want to connect with. The same exact people. And I've been wanting to do this network thing for quite some time. And it just, I don't know, it wasn't working out, right? It wasn't working out. But I'm trying to tell you, the people I have been meeting, I will say since probably December, because that's when I got real focus on the networking thing, right? So Alicia, I totally get you, but be real direct with what you want in terms of support. If it's a woman, if it's a guy, if it's family, you want them to do what? I would love it if such and such could support me this way. Bam. I'm trying to put it out there. Put it out there. We had this conversation even here home, because I knew January was going to kind of throw me back in the ringer. I knew I was going to, because I was just lofty all December. I was like, la 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 la. I have nothing to do. January came. Baby, it has been nonstop. So I was like, I really could use and will benefit from support this way. And I've been able to get it, right? But I think if I wouldn't have said it, it probably would have been some little frustrating moments, because, you know, I'm super busy and I'm a little more agitated compared to how I was in December. But the agitation now is not there because I'm able to receive the support that I need. So even with the women, like even with the women, like just saying exactly what you need and then having them deliver, I'm like, where y'all been all my life? Like, where y'all been all my life? I'm trying to tell you. So Alicia, all I'm gonna tell you is it's there. And what? Hold on, because I'm a part of your support system, baby. Don't get it twisted. You need something from me? You need something from me? We're gonna talk about it at the VIP session, Alicia. All right, guys, I gotta go. I thank you guys for the likes. I appreciate y'all. Oh, shucks, that means I gotta come back, huh? So I will be back on the 20. I know I can't see. 20. I still can't see. 24. Join me on next Tuesday, and it looks like the 31st too. So it's 2 more Tuesdays I'll be here, right? 2 more Tuesdays I'll be on Tuesday Talks. I gotta come up with a name, y'all. I can't do Partial Late Night Biz because that's on the other channel. But this is where you guys come join me next Tuesday. I don't know what the topic is, but it's something very relative to this. I can't see it. So, but it's already scheduled. So definitely, if you can, make a reminder for next Tuesday. Go ahead, get your tickets for the Big Shift Conference, guys. I'm trying to tell you, you need to be there. I'm trying to tell you, and bring your bestie, something you guys need to be doing together. And you can upgrade, or you don't have to upgrade. The conference itself is going to be laced with just all types of fabulousness. So be there or be square, or you'll just hear about all the fantasticness online. I'm gone, guys. Thanks for joining me. And as always, have a blessed night. Love y'all.